This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
Well, had you heard that Muhammad Hassan is going to become a banned character by UPN? I mean, that's where SmackDown is housed. He's a SmackDown character. If he can't appear on the show, that's pretty much the end of that character, is it not?
Yes, it was.
Let's talk about another friend of yours who, unfortunately passes away. Lord Alfred Hayes passes away at only 70 years old. We've talked a little bit about Lord Alfred over the years here on the show. What are some of your favorite memories you can share about him? I don't know that we have enough to do a full show on him, but this feels like a great time to just share a little bit about your friend Alfred.
I used to love to go to a place by the name of Bugbee and Brownell on Route 1 in Norwalk, Connecticut with Alfred. It was kind of like a New England Applebee's, but it wasn't a franchise or anything like that. It wasn't as lit up as Applebee's, but I don't know why I compare it to Applebee's, but we used to go in there and have adult beverages after work back in the late 80s, and Alfred would always get, could I get a scotch, no ice, with a side of ginger ale? And Alfred would pour his ginger ale into a scotch. He didn't like it diluted. He never liked them to mix it. He liked to mix it himself. And we would sometimes imbibe probably too much. And one Saturday, Alfred called me at home and says, "Bruce, a question for you." I'm like, "Yeah." He says, "Do you have any idea where I might have left my automobile last night?" And I had no idea. And after searching, walking around the block and maybe a parking lot over, Alfred found his automobile that had been parked across about 6 parking spots in just some random parking lot that he found, and joyfully called me back to inform me that he had found his automobile. It was the ugliest light blue Lincoln Continental you ever saw in your life. But I enjoyed many an evening with Alfred, listening to his stories from the old days, and just talk about how much he despised Don Jardine when he managed Don Jardine in Minneapolis. The way he would tell stories with his British accent was absolutely hilarious. And even at his ripe old age at the time, he was in his late 50s, mid 50s, late 50s. Good God, he was my age. No, but Alfred still could romance pretty much anybody in that bar and have them eaten out of the palm of his hand. So he was a unique, wonderful, wonderful man, and I loved Alfred, and he's missed to this day.
Yeah, it's a shame that we lost him. He was a part of all of our childhoods, especially if we enjoyed Coliseum Video. It feels like he was the guy who introduced them all, or at least when I was at the height of my fandom. Let's talk about somebody who might be coming in. We've got the WWE in talks with Matt Stryker, and this is after the story of Matt Stryker taking sick time or sick leave as a teacher to work some wrestling matches goes public. What about the Matt Stryker story piqued WWE's interest? Just thought, hey, this is already mainstream. Let's double down and make something of it.
Well, we were using Matt as an enhancement talent anyway at the time, and Matt had a really good look about him, very well spoken, and was an interesting story. And because he was an interesting story is probably what led to him losing his job as a teacher. But Matt had been taking leave to go and do our events, and that kind of ended up biting him in the ass, but it was a good story, and we used it to our advantage.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.